everyone. It's May the 11th, 2017. This is Schaeffer Cox's prison address. We always encourage you guys to write him a letter. He'll try to write you back if he can, but they do limit him to writing large numbers of people back. But nonetheless, he will be able to receive your letter and hopefully take encouragement from it. We also encourage you to, if you feel so led, to send him money to his commissary account so he can fight in his legal defense fund. He does have an appeal coming up, and it's very important that he have funds to further his appeal. Not only that, but there's a letter that he wrote that he would like for all of us to send to Donald Trump. I pray you download that letter. If you don't have a copy and you want a copy of the letter mailed to you, you can send an email to schaeffercox@gmail.com, and Angela Clemens will mail it to you. All right, this is the envelope. As you can tell, I covered up my home address. Let's get right to it. Now, it appears to have been written on March the 4th, 2017. Wow, that's over 2 months ago. March, April, May, right? So I don't know if he misstated it or if it really is a 2-month-old letter, but nonetheless, it did come in today, and we will read it. Back to letters. I'm finally done sifting through 2,000 pages of appeal documents from the prosecutor, going through all those lies and twisted injustice re-traumatizes me every time. I just hate rehashing it. The corruption literally makes me sick. Getting away with lies fills these prosecutors with glee. They've really lost touch with reality. So I'm glad to have some time to read my mail and send some thank yous that will make me feel better. Frank Turney from my hometown wrote me a really nice letter, and he told me about Easter Sunday services on the walking bridge over the river downtown, about him running for mayor, and about fully informed jury association stuff. This letter shot right to my heart because it made me feel like my hometown still loved me. It's hard to go back to a city where the cops are literally gunning for you, but I suppose it's possible if some of the more violent corruption gets cleaned out. Frank Turney is a good man. It meant a lot to hear from him. And he sent me $80 too, so I'm very grateful for that. First he sent it to me here at the Illinois prison, and it got sent back. Then he sent it to the right address but didn't put my prisoner number on it. Sorry, it's being so difficult. Here's where to send money to go on my commissary account. They only take money orders. Francis S. Cox, 16179-006 on the top line. Underneath that, put care of, CO, FBOP, stands for Federal Bureau of Prisons, lock-box. Underneath that, put P.O. Box 474701. Underneath that, put Des Moines, Iowa, 50947-0001. This week, I also got $50 on my account from Barloga. Thank you. After I talked to a reporter, they punished me by putting me on grocery restriction for a few months. I lost a lot of weight and I couldn't afford to lose. I'm off restrictions now and trying to get back up to a healthy weight. The stress of dealing with legal work, the prison BS, and Richard and Maria made me lose my appetite. So that wasn't helping either. Thanks for the money. It's helping me recover. I bought myself some new underwear. I felt so extravagant to spend the money for soft boxers. The ones the prison gives you for free are so scratchy, I'd be afraid to wash my car with them. They probably they probably would scratch the paint. They're almost like those old army Oh, come on, get it together, read the letter. They're almost like those old army surplus sandbags. In fact, I think I just figured it out. Our boxers are made out of surplus sandbags. But now, 2 days a week, I get to wear soft boxers. So thanks, Turney and Barloga, for putting a little comfort in my life. Most of the money I get goes to filing fees and fighting my appeals. And I just paid a few thousand in legal cost. So I'm now on funds again. So now I'm low on funds again. But I figured I could splurge for some underwear. They also sell socks and t-shirts but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Smiley face. Jacob Schreffler, and I hope that's okay to read his name publicly, sent me a letter, then resent it about a month later. CTU has really been on me lately. See, in order to write people back, I have to get their address approved by the Snoopwaffe down at CTU. Legally, they aren't allowed to block a prisoner from writing people, but they do. They don't come right out and block me, they just slow walk it. I'm only allowed a certain number of contacts in the computer system, so I was putting 5 names in, writing them, then taking those 5 out and putting in 5 new ones. CTU didn't like that, so they started taking several weeks to approve each contact. This really screwed me up, and it made me feel so bad. I'd get these really positive and uplifting letters of support that I'd wanted to respond to, but I couldn't. This is part of the psychological game these sadistocrats play. They want the people who write to me to feel ignored, so they'll get demoralized and fade away. And they want me to feel helpless and forgotten. Jacob talked about his work as a pastor and his studies of legal history. He sounds sharp, and he sounds sharp and like he has a good heart. He wanted me to ask Ron Lee at US Observer to share his research with him. I'll tell Ron to do so as soon as I get my email back in a couple of weeks. But honestly, Rudy has done 10 or 20 times as much research as Ron Lee has. I'm glad Jacob liked the story about the family of otters. I wrote, I wonder what he thinks of Lines or the Needle. I need everyone's prayers. My case really is a card house. I think he means house of cards. It could crumble at any moment, and I could just walk right out. Alethea Marsh from New York is so full of joy and life and happiness. I love it. Her letters stick in my mind for months. It's like she paints pictures of everyday life with her words. The snow shoveling, chasing kids to do school, and trying to catch the guilty party who left a drop of ketchup on the keyboard. All those little stories take my mind back to the real world, and Alethea's fun-loving attitude is contagious. She's just what a prisoner needs. I need to meet this firecracker when I get out. She says that PMP is helping in a small way. No, no, no. It's a big, big way. Oh, she's talking about Patriot Mail Project. Absolutely. That is a wonderful organization, and my wife is a participant in Patriot Mail Project. Let me read that again. She says that Patriot Mail Project is helping in a small way. No, no, no. It's a big, big, big way. When the propaganda state fails, the bureaucrats will have to move to using violent police state. They already know they cannot win a violent fight with the American people. So what the elitists will do is just cut and run with the loot they stole, and we'll get our country back. PMP represents a cultural shift that is a huge deal. Don't underestimate the power you are wielding. More later, Schaeffer Cox. All right, that's his address. We love to read and receive letters from Schaeffer Cox. One of these days, I pray you guys can hear his own words from his own mouth. But until that day, we will be an advocate for Schaeffer Cox. Feel free to take these letters, these videos, and propagate them in any way you see fit. We do ask that you write an encouraging letter to Schaeffer Cox. Write the letter to Donald Trump. If you need a copy of the letter, send an email to schaeffercox@gmail.com. Don't forget, if you feel so led, donate to his commissary for his legal defense fund. He is in the middle of an appeal. God bless.